Hello and welcome on this tutorial on how to timetable some trains in Transport Fever 2. The timetables modification is required to be able to do this, and if you're successful adding the timetables mod, you will see on the bottom of the screen you see timetables and a clock with the time indication next to it. The timetable mod works in intervals of 1 hour, so when the hour is gone it starts over again. So when you reach 59 minutes 59, then it starts at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. The good thing about this timetable mod is that you can actually make realistic timetables and smoothen the operation of your rail network, although that will take some time to master it. It took me quite some time to understand how timetables work, and I'm still getting the hang of it, but at least we're going to make a small puzzle with 2 lines and see how we can smooth things up. So here we have a line which is line 2, which is going from Fort Witch, Gately, Warrington to Winterville. And in Winterville people can change on to the other line to Bushy. Now as you can see, the Bushy line is quite short, whilst the Winterville line is at least twice as long. Yet we want to have a 10-minute interval on both lines, and preferably we want the trains to give somewhat of a connection to each other, so people do not have to wait for 9 minutes before the other train arrives. Therefore, the train line to Bushy will come into the station, let the passengers out, it will go here to the Hatchund. The other train to Fort Witch will arrive, pick up the passengers, goes on some route again, and then the train to Bushy comes out of the Hatchund, it picks up the passengers and it goes away. That's what we want to do in this tutorial. So how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we pick the longer line, which is line number 2, and we make it a 10-minute interval. So we go to timetable and we select line 2 and activate it. This is very important, otherwise it won't work. The line starts in the timetable mod at Winterville and it goes to Fort Witch. And as this is the station which is important for the timetabling in this tutorial, we're going to pick this one and we are going to select arrival and departure times. Now as we want to have it at a 10-minute interval, we have to add 6 slots. And let's say we want to have the trains depart at 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes past the hour. Like that. And very important, we also need an arrival time so that the departure time can be allocated a slot for the next departure. So we are going to put our arrival time at, let's say, 7 minutes, just to be on the safe side. The train on line 2 should be starting to run a 10-minute frequency. As here you can see, the train will take 8 minutes and 1 second to complete the journey, but we have said we want to make sure that it does it every 10 minutes, so at Fort which the train will be held up until the next departure time. So let's see how this works out. We've just added the timetable, so it will take some time before the train finds its current and correct times. Now, as you can see, the train is stopped at Fort Which, as it will await its actual arrival time, and I believe it's at 37 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we said it should be arriving at 37, so it will be waiting, and then the timetable will be activated for this train. Right, as we're now 1 minute before departure, let's see what happens when we reach 40 minutes past the hour. The train is now held at Fort Which, and it should be moving in about half a minute. And there we are, the train is now active and it's loading passengers and it moves. So this takes about 4 minutes. And that is good. So now we know that the train on the other route should be arriving and leaving the station before the 4, 14, 24 and so on time slots. Now the train goes away again, and it should be back here in exactly 10 minutes. Right, the train is now moving again towards us, and we are almost 10 minutes further, and it seems to be that the train is exactly 10 minutes later than on the first leg. There we are. And there's the 10-minute mark, and there it goes again. So the longer line, line 2, is now at an exact 10-minute interval, which is very good. And here on the end of the line it will wait until the new hour starts. Here we go, and it stopped. The timetable mod stopped the train, and it should be going in a little over a minute again. And we should be moving shortly again, should be activated somewhere. Yeah, there it is, it's activated, and it's moving at the hour. So this line now works. It is a perfect 10-minute interval. Now we can concentrate on the other route, which is this one, which has been shunting up and down the line without a timetable. So when the train is ready to go, it just goes, and you will see, goes into the shunting yard, it stops, and it immediately goes back again. So now we're going to concentrate on the other route. So let's pause the game and concentrate on this one. Now we know that it takes approximately 2 minutes to complete the journey, and that this train is here at the 4 minutes past the hour mark. So we want to have the red line, we want to have it in and preferably out of the station at something like 3 minutes past the hour, goes to the hatch shunt, and at 5 minutes past the hour it goes back again. So let's make the timetable for that one. We go to timetables and we select route 1. We activate it, and as the route starts at Bushy, and which is the place where we're going to hail up the train, we're going to add arrival and departure times, and then add 6 slots. Now we know that it takes about 2 minutes here, we want to have 3 minutes here, so we put in a departure of 1. And we have to add a timetable for this Shuntenblad as well. We are going to put this at, let's say, 3. Let's give it a try at a 4:30 departure, so at half a minute. Timetabling is something like trial and error, and adjust while you go. I think this might actually work. It will take some time before the timetable sets and the train is in the timetable, but let's see how this works out. Let's continue the game. I think it's going to be the 11th departure. I'm not really sure, but I think it's going to be. Or it's going to wait all the way for the 21 departure. That's also a possibility. And I just discovered that I made a stupid mistake, which is good because this is a tutorial and I made a mistake, so yay. We put this one on there, the 11, put in 8. Let's see how this works. You are going to make mistakes, I make mistakes, and that's a good thing, because that's how we do. Oh, hello. As you can see, this train is still exactly in its 10-minute interval. Now, as you can see, the train is stopped and it should be going in approximately 2 minutes. And it should be activated somewhere right now. Yes, there it is. is going to offload the passengers. Goes into the head shunt. Have a look at that. There is the other train. That one goes away. And here at Bushy, the train will wait once more for its allocated departure time, which is going to be the 31 departure, and the cycle continues. The train is going to be activated in 1 game minute. And here we have the other train moving already, which is now at Yateley. And the Bushy train just left. It goes empty to the shunt, and just in time for the other train to arrive into the station. That one goes away again. And the train to Bushy is now picking up the passengers. So let us see this one more time in the timetable screen. At Bushy, we made sure that the train departs every 10 minutes, so you have to give it an arrival time, estimated arrival time, and a departure time of which moment you want the train to leave the station. We did not add anything at Winterville, as it is going to empty the train and then goes to the head shunt for the siding. We will make sure that it's going to wait for 1.5 minutes, and the 1.5 minute the other train arrives, picks up passengers and goes, and then this one continues back again to Winterville and then to Bushy. And here at Fort Which we only gave it a timetable only for the departure towards Winterville, and that keeps in a perfect 10-minute sync. So if you enjoyed this tutorial on how to timetable some trains and make this puzzle work, then please leave a comment below. Upload your videos to see what you did. I always like to see that. And if you do have any more questions, then please do not hesitate to ask. Please leave a comment down below. And enjoy Transport Fever 2 with timetabling, which is making it a lot more difficult but very rewarding.